Go for two. Moj, we are a week away from the NFL trade deadline, and Deshaun Watson rumors continue to heat up. Carolina, Philadelphia, and the Miami Dolphins are front and center. Probably less so Philadelphia. It seems like Miami and Carolina are getting a lot of conversation. Of course, Tua is still with the Dolphins, and they keep saying he's their starting quarterback. He's got a history in the Carolina area, having played in Clemson, and Sam Darnold obviously isn't working out there right now. But the pending litigation is still out there. He's facing 22 civil charges, 10 criminal charges. There's been some negotiations on the civil charges. Potentially they're close in that area. Right now it's kind of coming down to a non-disclosure clause, and it's something that Watson's camp doesn't necessarily want to have happen. They want all the information out there, what the settlement was, all the details, everything, whereas the plaintiffs don't necessarily want that. How is this going to play out? This is crazy. This is still going to happen.
Well, I mean, the biggest issue is you don't have any finality with Watson's case. I think once you do, it'll probably be easier to trade him, but they're not going to get that by the trade deadline. So how do you make a deal? I've seen a whole bunch of stuff out there. The one thing that really catches my eye, and I think if you're going to make a deal, you have to make a deal with conditional picks. If Watson plays X amount of games, you get these picks. If he plays X plus 4, you get these games. X plus 8, you get these picks. So to me, it's all about a conditional package if you want to get Deshaun Watson.
Well, and that's the one big thing the Texans are really reluctant to do. They don't want to give that team any protection based on what happens with Watson. And look, this thing is going to drag on. It's not going to be resolved this year. It probably drags on into next season at some point. The team has placed him on leave. The league has not placed him on the commissioner's exempt list. And I don't know why. Look, this guy is a talented player, but if you're a team, why would you want to take on that level of baggage? And which team's got the worst quarterback situation? Which team has got the greater need? A year ago we were talking about the Miami Dolphins and what is Tua going to turn into because the defense was great. I got news for you. This year the defense isn't great. In Carolina, McCaffrey's hurt yet again. They've got other holes on that roster beyond the quarterback. Darnold started well. He's fallen apart a bit, got benched in the last game. How desperate are these teams?
I don't think they're that desperate to go out and mortgage their future on something they don't know about in terms of Deshaun Watson's future. So when I look at this situation, I think, Tua's he had a decent game the last time out. He's showing some signs of life in Miami. You also look at Sam Darnold. Okay, maybe there's no signs of life, but how much does the McCaffrey injury hurt that offense and Sam Darnold's effectiveness? So when I look at these situations, I just don't see two teams that are so desperate that they're willing to go out there and roll the dice and acquire Deshaun Watson by giving up set picks rather than conditional picks.
But the fact that they're having these conversations and they're heating up, there is a level of desperation.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing in Miami from what we're hearing is the owner really wants to have Deshaun Watson as a member of his football club. So when the owner speaks, maybe something will happen.
I hate to say it because I'm a Tua guy, but I do believe that Deshaun Watson is going to get traded by next week.
Okay.
I still, there's too much smoke here. Too much smoke.
I'll say this. If they're conditional picks, he's gone.
All right, let's go Packers with a big win this weekend again. They beat Washington. 6th straight win for Green Bay. We had some hiccups with that team at the start of the season. Are they now a legitimate contender in the NFC?
I mean, they've won 6 games in a row. I mean, what else do you want from the Green Bay Packers? They've got Aaron Rodgers. This week we understand that Adams has been placed on the COVID list, so we'll see how that transpires. But when you look at this team and what they have to offer, I love their running game. I mean, the two-headed running attack that really kind of helps their offense out and helps out Aaron Rodgers. Of course they're a contender. 6 straight wins. Who came up with this question? Was this producer Michael's question?
No, it was my question.
Okay.
Hey, I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy. And remember, who did we have on from Green Bay at the start of the year?
Bill Michaels.
Yeah, it didn't go well. They were talking about just all the offseason drama. Well, he's figured it out. It's going great in Green Bay right now. And even defensively, they're slowly starting to figure it out because, they were the first team in NFL history that went 6 games without making a red zone stop. 15 straight touchdowns. They finally got one in this last game. So their defense is also slowly starting to figure it out. Are the Raiders better off without John Gruden? They've won 2 straight games. They're averaging 33.5 points. Carr looks great right now. I mean, he looked good earlier as well. Are they better off without John Gruden?
Well, I think they're better off because they don't have the distraction that surrounded John Gruden at the end. But make no mistake about it, this is still John Gruden's football team. It is in terms of the personnel. It is in terms of systems. I don't think they came in there and, John Gruden's not here. Okay, folks, let's rip up the playbook. No, I mean, come on, folks, let's get real here. This is Gruden's team. It's his system. The players are going out there and executing.
But there's still an act that comes with John Gruden and a sideline demeanor. There's drama. There's always something when it comes to John Gruden. Yes, you've got to give him credit for assembling this roster, putting the systems and coaches in place. However, Gruden is still a different personality, and are they better off without the volatility that comes with him?
I don't buy into that. I really don't. I mean,
Raider guy.
People talk about, I'm a Raider guy. I go back to the Raiders of Madden and Biletnikoff, for crying out loud, Mark Van Egan. No, but I just, when I look at this, to me, this is going to be Gruden's team for a while. Probably like this season, maybe even next season, because of the fact that it's his personnel and his systems.
Tom Brady, meanwhile, throws his 600th touchdown pass of his illustrious career. Nobody else has ever done that. Mike Evans on the receiving end. What does Mike Evans do? He throws it into the stands to a fan. Said afterwards, I didn't know. I didn't know what it was for. Didn't clue into that. I mean, Brady's had so many accomplishments. That ball, according to a few auction experts, is worth about $500,000. The fan graciously decides to give the ball back. The club was originally going to give him a helmet and a football, and then eventually, when word got out just how much this thing was worth, they wound up upping the ante. Here's what Tom Brady had to say about that.
What do you say to that fan who gave you back your 600th ball?
It was really cool. I got it in the bag over there, so Mike gave it away. He goes, man, I'm sorry, man. I get it. I said, sorry. I'm sure they'll figure out a way to get it back. But I don't actually keep too many things. So in that circumstance, I felt like that might be a good one to keep.
Well, getting the ball was really cool. I don't normally sit in the front row, so I've never gotten the ball before. And then giving it up was tough. The trainer came over and asked for it. But what am I going to do, say no to Tom Brady? So he asked for the ball back. I didn't really need the ball. It was cool. I got to hold it, take pictures with it, all that sort of stuff. And then Tom Brady wanted it, so I gave it back.
The fan said when you asked for the football, he said he couldn't say no to Tom Brady. You gotta give respect to that.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. He's going to get something nice in return, so we'll get him a helmet or a couple jerseys or some other stuff. So it was really cool of him to do that.
And yeah, they have upped the ante a little bit. Initially, it was going to be a helmet and a football, and now, he's got, along with the $1,000 credit to the team store, he's got 2 season tickets for the rest of this season. For next season, I think they've also given him an NFT coin or a Bitcoin or something like that. So the package now is worth north of $35,000. So that's a lot better than what he was originally going to get, which was going to be worth somewhere around $1,000 for a $500,000 football. Good for him.
As the guy just won the lottery, people. He had $500,000 sitting in his lap. You know what that does for your children's education, for your family down the road?
What would you do? Would you have given the ball back?
Hell no.
Me neither.
Not for $500,000. Oh, you know what? I'll give you the ball. Give me $500,000. We got yourselves a deal. No, but in all kidding aside, you know what that football means to Brady. But at the same time, like I said, this is a life-altering decision. It's potentially $500,000. Think of your kids. Think of your college fund, all of that stuff. So
it's tough because it's not your accomplishment.
No, it's not. But I mean, Tom Brady has the financial wherewithal to buy that football back, people.
Absolutely.
What's he worth? I mean, should I Google on air
he's
right
the 18th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, Moj.
It's like he's got, what do you think Brady's net worth is?
I don't care because his wife is worth triple.
Yeah, exactly. Giselle could pay for the football. Get Giselle to pay for the football.
Hey, Giselle,
honey.
your husband can't throw the ball and catch the ball, but you could buy the ball.
Yes, I'll Google that later. Guys, worth $50 million.
Hey, you know what? Good,
$200 million,
good
whatever.
for Mr. Kennedy for bringing it back, and good for the Bucks for upping the ante. It's not $500,000, but it's a lot more than what they were going to do.